In today's video, I have a review for you on this Seamwork Astoria cropped sweater. Before we get started, I'd like to thank all of those who have subscribed to my channel. Thank you very much. The channel seems to be growing very well. And for those of you who have not subscribed, be sure to hit that big red button down below and sign up for notifications. I post new videos every Wednesday. Alright, well, let's get started. So I'm reviewing the Astoria Seamwork sweater, which I'm wearing today. I'll put a picture of the pattern right here. It is a pattern from Seamwork magazine, and if you're not familiar with them, it's a subscription service where you pay a small fee every month and you get the choice of either 1 or 2 patterns, depending on which level of membership you've signed up for. I'll leave a link down below in the description where you can find out more about it. The Astoria sweater is a cropped sweater with 2 sleeve variations. There's a 3/4 length and a full length. This was my first Seamwork pattern that I got. My mother, thanks Mom, got me this membership for Christmas, and so this was the first pattern that I chose. It is a PDF pattern, and it comes in, let's see, version 1 has 25 pages, version 2 is 28 pages, and the instructions are 18 pages. So it is quite a bit of printing, but it also comes with a copy shop version that you could have printed at a copy shop. And if you have a wide format printer, there's also that format as well. The directions are quite simple, easy to sew. There's very few pieces. There's a neckband, a waistband, front and back, and then 2 sleeves. Very simple, simple to sew up, good directions. I did find that the neckband is a little bit longer than it needs to be. So Amanda over at I Sew A Lot had a great tutorial on how to figure out the length of your neckband. I'll link to her video down below. Okay, so I have actually made 3 versions of this sweater. I'll add some pictures and video over here. So the first one, I actually cut out the wrong size. I ended up cutting out the 3X and I really just needed the 2X. Not quite sure why I did that, because I had circled the 2X version on the back of the pattern instructions so that I'd know which one to cut out, but for whatever reason I didn't pay any attention to that. Okay, so version 1 was made out of a light or a mid-weight jersey fabric with a metallic dot that I got at Joann's. I'm going to link to all the fabrics I've used on the sweaters down below in the description box if they're still available. So like I said, I cut out the wrong version and it's a little bit big for me. It's a little retro 1980s, which kind of takes me back to high school if I'm going to date myself a little bit. But overall, I kind of like the big baggy look, but I did want to make it so that it was more like the pattern. So I went back and recut out the size that I needed. Luckily, I just had to cut down that piece. I didn't have to reprint it, so that was nice. For my second version, I did it in this lovely raspberry French terry, and it's looking much more like the pattern intended it to. The only issues I'm having with this particular one is, if you notice on the sides by the armpit, there's those drag lines that indicate that I need a full bust adjustment, and the arm eye is just a little bit tight. Again, on this one, the arms were also a little big on it, a little wide down in the forearm, so I actually took it in a little bit, and I like that a little bit better. For my third version, which is the one I'm wearing today, it's made from this lovely fuzzy sweater knit that I got at Joann's. I got it back in December. It was part of the Boho chic collection that they had in the fall. I don't think this fabric is available anymore, but if I do find it on their website, I'll be sure to put the link down below. Originally, this was going to be the first sweater that I made. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen a picture indicating that this was going to be in my January makes, but I decided that I wanted to make a muslin because I had never sewn a Seamwork pattern before, and I wanted to make sure that it was sewing nice before I cut into this fabric, because I really liked it, and I only had 2 yards of it and I couldn't find any more locally, so I wanted to make sure that I was able to get what I needed out of the sweater, or out of the fabric. So this one, after making all the adjustments to the full bust and the arm's eye came out a lot better. I did decide to do, I don't know if you can see, a longer sleeve on this one, and it's still a little short, so I was thinking about adding a cuff. The sleeve is actually my fault. I measured it and I decided it was too long, so I cut it back, and I think I cut it back just a little too much. But I do have a bit of the fabric left, so I think adding a cuff might be really cute. But otherwise, I'm really happy with how this one came out. And I would say all in all, I really do like this pattern. It was a bit of a challenge with all of the fit issues that I had, because I had to do an arm adjustment for the bicep, mainly because I have wide arms. But then, even though I didn't add anything to the forearm, I found that the sleeve and the forearm was really wide, so I ended up taking that in on all three of the versions that I made. And I would say that if you're new to sewing, this might not be a good pattern to make, especially with all the fit issues that I ran into, and I've noticed that others who have made the pattern have had as well. But then again, there's plenty of resources on the internet to help guide you through them. So if you're up to the challenge, I say go for it. Again, the only way to get this pattern is to join Seamwork. Actually, I think you may be able to purchase them one-off, but they're a lot more expensive that way than getting the membership. So if you are interested in that, please be sure to visit that link down below. You'll get more information on that. And I would love to hear from all of you. So if you've made this pattern, or if you have any questions on how I did the alterations, please leave me a comment down below and I'll be sure to get back to you on that. And be sure to sign up for subscription and notifications. Next week I have a special video coming to you about the Sew Expo 2018 that's held at the Puyallup Fairgrounds here in Western Washington. It's an annual event that's held every March, and it's quite a bit of fun. There's fashion shows, vendors for fabrics and notions and sewing machines, all sorts of good classes that you can take. I will leave a link down below to the Sew Expo website. So if you're in the local area and you have this weekend free, please be sure to come down. It's March 1st through the 4th. Well, until next time, happy sewing.